Hello everybody and welcome to another deck profile video, this one post Bristol Regionals in the UK, a 256 man tournament held the 15th and 16th of November. This is the deck profile for a deck that came 19th in that round. It was 8 rounds of Swiss. It went 6 wins and 2 losses, and we'll discuss a bit more about the games at the end, but let's just quickly go into the deck. It is Gas, or Garuru Alter S, and it's a pretty standard list. If you're on Twitter, you will maybe have seen it already, especially if you care about tournament results. And yeah, it's pretty standard post the ban changes, but I took it to Bristol. I believed in the deck. I thought it was good, and yeah, we are reaping the rewards with a invite to Europe. So yeah, going to be playing on Saturday in Dusseldorf. Very excited. So start with the deck, nice and easy. 4 Wanyamons, BT11, very simple card. If you have a blue tamer, draw a card. Yep, that's what this deck wants to do. Yeah, that's all the decks are going to do. Next up, Gas. So we've got to be playing some Gabumons. We are playing BT15 Gabumon. Very simple card. Start your main phase, gains blocker. Then if you've got a Mat Ashida, you get to draw a card. And then very nicely, the inheritable, when attacking, draw a card. Doesn't require you to have any Tamers or anything, so it's a nice draw one when you need it. We're playing another Gabumon in the EX9 Gabumon. It's quite nice for the jamming. It does search your top end because it searches for DMs. Can come up, can be useful, especially to just filter through cards, but like, okay, I don't want to see this card. Yeah, we just need Gabumons because we are playing 3 of the BT9 Gabumon X. Again, we're just searching, we're just drawing. It's a rookie that costs 0. On play and when digivolving, look at the top 3 cards. You get to add 1 Garurumon or Omnimon to your hand and 1 X antibody. I'm not playing X antibody in this list, so it's always just a +1. But again, filtering through cards, adding cards, that's just what this deck wants to do. You want to be as many cards in hand as possible and hope you don't play against a 1-of Mirage. Finishing off the last one with a War Criminal. What is more to say? It's a +2 that comes to -1. So you always go +1 kind of with a lot of these cards. On play, reveal top 4. You get to add 2 cards with Garurumon or X antibody. So you can add Gabu X antibodies. You can add any Garurumons. Literally the only cards it kind of doesn't see is these ones. And then Greymons. And it doesn't see Omnimons either. It's a very controversial pick. A lot of people would just play 4 of Gabu X. I see that, but it's the inheritable that's it for me. So all turns, when this Digimon would leave the battle area by battle by putting 2 cards from your trash, and that is any 2 cards that aren't Digi-Eggs, from your trash to the bottom of your deck, you can stop it from being deleted by battle. Ridiculously good. Sometimes you don't see the Gabu X that you want. It means you don't have to rely on Garuru X, which is kind of another form of this battle protection. Yeah, kind of cracked. Really need it. You're gonna struggle getting the maximum out of the deck if you have to worry about swinging into security and dying. So any chance to reduce that, jamming on this Gabumon. This inheritable effect protects you from battle. Anything like that, super useful. You just want to be able to keep your stuff around and keep it swinging. Okay, so that's level 3s, nice and easy. Any questions from the class? I don't think so. Yes, okay, level 4s. So again, we're just playing Garuru's standard bottom end. So we're playing a BT15 Garurumon 4 of. When digivolving, if I've got a Mat Ashida, draw a card. If I don't have a Mat Ashida, I get to play one for -3 cost. You'll see I'm playing Mat, so I'm either playing one for 0 or I'm playing it for 1 if I don't have one, which is an incredible extender. Basically just means that if you're paying 2 memory, you're getting an extra 3 memory by playing a Tamer for free. Ridiculously good. And you're just drawing a card if you already have one. The inheritable, the same as kind of everything. Draw 1 card when attacking once per turn. Don't need a blue tamer or anything. Again, drawing cards. That's what this deck wants to do. And to facilitate that drawing, we are playing 2 of Garuru X from BT9, which is, just an X antibody, 0 cost, draw a card, more cycling, just seeing more of your cards. And the inheritable all turns when it would leave by battle, by trashing 2 of the same level, so not as good as the EX5s. There's a reason why this card isn't limited to 1. you can stop that deletion. Again, just super useful. You want to keep your bodies on board. You want to be aggressive, swinging with your lower end, swinging with your level 5s. This enables that. And then we have the greatest war criminal of all time, EX5 Garurumon X. No idea why Bandai thought this card would be in any way fair, but we go off. When digivolving, draw 2, trash 2, and then if you have a Garurumon in sources, you get to gain 1 memory. It costs 0 to digivolve off a Garurumon. You get the draw no matter what, even if you haven't got Garuru, because it's just a mandatory one. The memory gain is if it has Garuru or X antibody, but we're not playing X antibody. And the inheritable is the same as the rookie, where if it would get deleted by battle, you can put 2 at the bottom of your deck, stop it from being deleted. The amount of times people swing into your bodies when they're suspended, and then you just get to protect them. Ridiculously good. Yeah, so that's all the level 4s. We move on to the level 5s, which we only have 4 of. EX9. Love printing really good cards for Garurus in EX sets. On play, when digivolving, one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers can't suspend. Super useful. Super useful for the hoodie matchup. Super useful for any deck that requires Tamers to suspend. Because of the way the deck is set up, generally you're not stunning Digimon, you're just stunning Tamers. Because you're generally going to do some form of removal on Digimon. The amount of times where you're going to wear Garuru Sagittarius mode and you'll stun a Tamer, do your combo afterwards, and the other thing they've got left is Tamers that can't suspend now. Ridiculously good. The Your Turn effect, super important to this deck for gas. If you don't know what it does, when you would play a Greymon or a Matt Tamer, you can digivolve into a Garurumon for free. Yeah, you heard that right. So if you digivolve or play a Garurumon, this gets to digivolve for 0 cost. Bandai, I know what you were going for with this deck. You made things just a little bit too cheap. Just a tiny bit too cheap, guys. There's a reason why you had to ban an EX1 card, because you made something digivolve for 0 cost. And also super clutch coming up. The inheritable effect, so when you're a level 6, when attacking, once per turn, digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. Digivolve is the best form of removal in the game. There are so few cards that stop you from de-digivolving them. It takes an ace target off the board if you need it to. It can get rid of pesky cards that have stayed around, but then you can get rid of them after that fact. Yeah, not much to say. De-digivolve. Any cards that have black that have de-digivolve, try and find a way to make them work. You want to take ace targets off the board. Then we move on to our level 6s. So we're playing gas. So we need to play 3 Crest Garurumon, 3 Blitz Greymon. These are both aces, so very useful, if you only get through to your Sagittarius mode. And then they have 2 kind of different effects. So on play for Crest Garurumon, which has Alliance and is a blocker. It's good to know. On play when digivolving, return 1/5 or lower to the bottom of the deck. Yep, and that's it. And then the Blitz Greymon's on play, and when digivolving effect is de-digivolve 3. Great for Gallant matchup. You hard play a Blitz Greymon for 7. You de-digivolve 3 when the memory's on the opponent's side of the field, and then you can go into Crest Garuru and then bottom deck their Guilmon X, or if you've managed to digivolve lower than that, take it off the board, so no on deletion effects. Ridiculously good combo. Bandai was cooking when they did this one. Then they both have 2 different all turns effects. So all turns Crest Garurumon Ace. If any of your level 6 Digimon would leave the battle area, other than by battle, 2 of your Digimon on the field can DNA into an Omni Alteress. So they gave Crest Garuru a kind of miraculous Mega Knight effect on the field with the 2 Digimon. If you ever watch any of my gameplay on my channel, DTCG Alex, you'll see it comes up all the time. It came up all the time in regionals. People just not knowing what cards do. I love playing that at regionals. It's one of my tactics that I use to kind of just add that flavor into the game. I think it's the most important part of Digimon, is knowing what your opponent's deck does. And so playing a deck where people go, sorry, what does that one do again? And you tell them and they go, okay. And then they play into it. Yeah, it's too strong. And then Blitz Greymon's end of turn effect is 2 of my Digimon can Digivolve into Alter S, so they both have to be on the field, and then one of my Digimon can attack. The DNAing is not mandatory, so you can swing with 2 of your Digimon if you want to, and they have alliance. So if you get to an end of turn situation and you don't want to DNA, you go, I'm not going to DNA, but then one of my Digimon can attack. They can swing. They're both swinging, and they alliance with each other. Presumably, you're playing Blitzgray most of the time, so it'll be your Garuru that can attack, but it will swing. It's 24k 2 checks. They don't have reboot, unfortunately, but yeah, 24k swinging at security. They have protection if they would leave from any form of option cards. Yeah, it's a very good, very tight combo. And yeah, you are on playing Blitzgray for 7, but as you'll see in any of my games, you're very rarely paying the full 7 cost. And even if you are, because of Alter S, it doesn't matter. And then we're finishing off with Metal Garurumon. Anytime a card gets limited to 1, you should kind of play it. If you have space to play a green deck, you should always play Hidden Potential Discovered. Yeah, it's limited to 1 for a reason. Should be 0. Metal Garurumon, very nice and easy. When Digivolving, for every 4 cards in your hand, gain a memory. Because of the lower end, I was talking about the draw power that you have from all of these cards. You're just gaining so much memory. So much of the time, you're gaining 3 memory minimum. A lot of the time, you're gaining 4. On very rare occasions, you're gaining 5. Your opponent can't keep up with that unless they're playing a Gazimon, and because you're playing so much removal everywhere else, from the Garuru, from the level 7s, you're making it so they can't really have a Floodgate on board. And then Metal Garurumon is just steamrolling. So yeah, I played you for 7, but if I'm gaining 3 back from this, I've played you for 4. Playing 4 for a hard cost level 6, ridiculously good combo. If your opponent if you put your opponent to 7 and then you're going to gain 4 memory back, you're putting them back at 3 if they've got a mem setter. Really good. You're Digivolving for 0 cost. It normally would cost 4. There's a reason why it would cost 4, because it's supposed to gain that memory back. Because Bandai gave it the ability to Digivolve for free. Yeah, everyone knows what Gas does at this point, hopefully. And if you don't, please check out my videos on my channel. You'll see how good the deck is. Hopefully you'll understand from doing so well in Bristol how good the deck can be when it's on a good day. Yeah, but that's the level 6s. Most of the time, you kind of do want to go into Metal Garurumon when you've got kind of 12 or more cards. The only time you don't want to do that is if your opponent's deck has D-Digivolve. Now, so many decks these days have D-Digivolve, so it is worth remembering what your opponent can do. If you're not going to be able to keep turn by going into Metal Garurumon, do not go into it, because after the play, you'll be leaving yourself open to Digivolve, and with ace targets on the board, you don't want that to happen. So, go into our level 7s. We are playing 4 of a card that Bandai probably should limit to 1, but please don't, Bandai. My personal feeling is this limits the ability to build Omnimon decks. Bandai has banned cards in before that have limited the diversity of decks. This card is ridiculously good for any card that requires Omnimon. Everyone should know what it does by now. When Digivolving, you become unaffected from all effects. So Magnet X protection on a level 7, and then you get to delete all of your opponent's highest. So with Blitzgray, you are DNAing into Alter S at the end of your turn, swinging into security first, then you gain your unaffected by all effects, so Hexablows, things like that, and then you're deleting their highest. Incredibly good. It does a lot of removal, with Garuru removing level 5s, Alter S deleting the highest level, Blitzgray DNA de-digivolving. You're removing so many threats that can be on the board. So often you're putting your opponent to 0 Digimon on board because of the next effect. So, end of attack. Omni Alter S can put itself at the top of security after it has played out either a Garurumon or a Greymon card, or version 1, version 2, but just for the sake of this one, Greymon and Garurumon. Security +1. Proform does the same thing, and we all think, God, that card's a little bit overtuned. Omni Alter S gives you a 15k body in security, which is really great for stopping other Omnimon decks, unless they're playing Nokia. With the inherited effects of Garuru and Blitzgray, Omni Ultra-S is swinging for 2 checks, and it can't be redirected. So you're playing against Blackwall Grey, all the blockers, not going to get redirected. You are playing against Hoodimon with Shakumon. Not only have you de-digivolved it, you've made it so you can't be blocked, and you've deleted their board. Ridiculously good combo. And because of the Blitzgray, provided they don't have a Hexablow with more sources, you are always swinging because the attack goes through as soon as you Digivolve, as soon as you DNA Digivolve, and then you get all of your effects become unaffected. And you're always drawing cards. So you'll swing with your Sagittarius mode, with the cards underneath, with a Wanya and a Blue Tamer, a Gabumon and a Garurumon, you're drawing 3 cards. Then you DNA that Digimon into Ultra-S, and then you get to draw another 3 cards. Now, when you have EX1 Melga, that's just so much card draw. And the final card we're finishing on level 7s is Omnimon Ultra B. Whenever I play an Omnimon deck, I always want Ultra B in it. It's a personal flavor choice. I've met a lot of people who don't play Ultra B in their Omni lists. For me, Ultra B is a win card. As soon as my opponent is at 2 security, and you got to think, if I'm swinging with Sagittarius mode, that's 1 check at security. Then I'm going into Ultra-S from my combo, that's 3 security. Next turn, my opponent is dead with an Ultra B. Pretty simple. So what it does is, when Digivolving, de-Digivolve 3, 1 opponent's Digimon, and then you get to delete 6 play cost of Digimon. Very good. Again, Digivolve, I said, the best form of removal in the game. You're generally deleting rookies, all that good stuff. And then Omni Ultra B has, when attacking effect, by trashing 3 6s or highers, so that's a Blitzgray, a Garuru, and an Ultra-S, you get to delete your opponent's lowest Digimon and Tamers by play cost. So if your opponent has 3 Tamers, a 3, a 3, and a 4, you delete them 1 at a time, but you delete the 3, then another 3, and then a 4. If your opponent has 1 Digimon on board, you just delete that lowest Digimon. Yeah, just 3 cards. And then if you trashed 3 sources, which hopefully you're doing because you're playing Ultra-S, you're playing the 2 aces or any of your level 6, you then get to trash 2 security. Yeah. So as long as Ultra B is swinging and your opponent's at 2 security, you win the game. There's very little they can do. The thing I will say is, if you think you're swinging into security and you're going to trash 2 and then just take it with the last one with Ultra B, as soon as you get rid of Garuru, you no longer have your redirection. You really shouldn't be in a situation where you're trashing them and your opponent will live. There's very few situations where that's actually advantageous to you, because you are overflowing 8 to your opponent by trashing your aces. But it's come up once. I still won the game afterwards because I completely reset the board. They didn't have a rookie in back, and they put me on 7 memory. So I chose them to 1 to start their turn with nothing. But it was a thing that happened. Didn't happen in Bristol. Happened in real life. Okay, that's it for Digimon. Then we're on to our Tamers. So we're playing Matashida from BT15. On play, reveal 3 cards. You get to add a Gabumon or a Garurumon. So yeah, it doesn't see our level 7s, which is annoying, but it sees everything else in the deck. Let me just move the 7s so they're in the right place. And then has the Your Turn effect of gaining memory when any Digimon effect adds card to your hand. So that's any Digimon effect. If you add cards from your security to your hand through other decks, that also counts. As long as there's a Digimon that's doing that effect, you are living good and you're gaining memory. A very easy card just to gain memory for. You're playing it out from your BT4 Garurumon for 0 cost. You're searching again. It's a great way to find a rookie, which so many decks struggle with. The only real problem with Matashida, it doesn't find Omnimons. None of the BT15 stuff is particularly Omnimon present. That's why we play BT9 stuff. That's why we just draw so many cards. The other team we play is EX9, Tai, and Matt. It's 4 cost. And then on play, you may return 1 Garurumon, Greymon, or Omnimon card to your hand. And if you don't, you can just draw a card instead. Very good for early game, just draw a card for a 4-cost Tamer. Very good for late game. I have pieces in my trash. My opponent has checked an Ultra-S in my security. It's in my trash now. Great. Add it back to hand. And then the Your Turn effect is whenever whenever, any Digimon you play, if you have a Greymon and a Garurumon, you get to gain 1 memory for each. So if you have a Greymon and a Garurumon on field, and then you play a Gabumon that's cost 3, that Gabumon costs 1. It's like no matter what Digimon you play, it doesn't have to be a Greymon, it doesn't have to be a Garurumon, you get to gain 1 memory back. Yeah. Remember, it sees it when it sees them, so if you swing an Alter S into their security, end of attack, play out your Greymon and Garurumon, you can then gain 2 memory back, keep turn if you need to. There's lots of effects that it just sees memory from. So just a very good card. And we play it rather than the BT17 one because we don't really need to the end of turn swing from BT17 tie, and the draw power is more important. Again, we just want to add cards into our hand. We want to make sure we see our pieces. The deck is very high rolly, but if you have 16 to 20 cards in your hand, you're getting rid of a lot of the high roll factor. Next thing we're doing, playing 4 mental training. It's what high roll OTK kind of decks do. Sit in the back, have all my resources, play them to go. The only thing that makes you sad these days is CS Examon. We are playing 3 Wisteria members. It's our kind of most consistent way to find Blitz Greymon. We have so much search in regards to finding Garurumons, finding Omnimons. The only thing we can't do is search for Greymons, and so Wisteria members helps us to find those. Searching 3 cards, playing off for the next turn to go. I can have 1 big turn to do enough damage to my opponent. And then finishing off with classic blue scrambles. You should always play scramble in OTK deck, because if you've wasted all your resources to go into the first one and you haven't killed your opponent, blue scramble means you can set up for the next turn and then do it again, because you'll always have something on board. And so when scrambles and DNAs are an incredibly strong combo for any deck. Anytime you can go into a DNA consistently, even from like 1 memory from certain board states, you should always play a scramble, because DNA gets rid of that rush requirement, gets rid of that you can't attack on the turn that you're played, summoning sickness, and so it should always be played because you can just get free bodies, free aggression, and your opponent can't do much, can't really get rid of scrambles unless they're not playing anything on board. And if you're not playing anything on board, great, that probably means you're slower from killing me. And that's all I need. I just need 1 more turn than you to get my combo off. And then we're finally finishing off with Island of Adventure. Very classic effect. Mental training lets you search 2 cards and then delay on your main any turn after the first time. You get to reduce the distribution cost by 2. So go into your level 4s for 0. Or 1 if they cost 3. You can go into your level 5s for 1 cost because they all cost 3. Go into 6s if you need to, as long as it's a blue Digimon. Wisteria searches your top 3, looks for a blue or a red. You should know what it does if you play Digimon. And delay, you get to gain 2 memory. Blue Scramble lets you Digivolve into a Digimon minus 3 cost. So effectively for Sagittarius mode, you're Digivolving into it for 2 cost with Blue Scramble because you're paying the 2. And then Island of Adventure is add your top security card to your hand and then place that card on top. And then you get to activate its security effect. When it gets checked, you get to play a Tamer for free. So if you get to play a time out of it, you're effectively gaining 2 memory because you played Island of Adventure for 2 cost, and you get to gain a card in your hand that you might need. Or you can use it for Alter S, who goes to your top of security, so you can play more than 4 of a card that you need to win. And as when Island of Adventure is in your security, all of your level 3 or higher Digimon gain plus 2k DP. Very useful. Makes Omnimon swing for 17k, which is the only problem of the deck, is you're swinging for 15. So if you check big Digimon in security with an Omnimon after the first time, when you don't have battle protection from your level 4s anymore, you're sad. And yeah, that's kind of the deck. Very simple 50 list. It's just about kind of knowing when the tempo is supposed to happen on your turn, when you're supposed to raise, when you need to draw cards, and it's super important about knowing when your opponent can kill you. Because if your opponent can kill you next turn, you need to raise and you haven't seen a piece, hope that you draw it. And if you think you have another turn, you can take another turn. Set up slow, because the deck can just go from your opponent has 5 security to your opponent loses the game very, very quickly, especially if you've got a big hand size. So let's do a quick talk about Bristol. Great fun. Had so much fun playing so many varied decks. I got really lucky. I didn't play the same deck twice. I know a lot of Hoodie players played other Hoodie players. I only had to play Hoodie once. Let's talk about the lineup. So we started with Gilberts in round one. Usman, who I'm going to see on Saturday at Dark Spheres Store Regionals. Very excited to see him again. We've met him in Birmingham in the past. Always a great player. It was a 2-1 win. I did my combo, Usman did his combo, and then I got really lucky in the fact that I kept checking Alpha O's in security. They're obviously super important cards to Birds for gaining 3 memory back. And yeah, I checked 4 in 3 games of security, and he played 2. And so if I keep checking at least 1 in security, just means that kind of final piece to be able to get the combo off wasn't there. Second game we played Shine. Shine did Shine things, but Shine doesn't have protection, and that's the main problem. And if you're using Sagittarius mode to stun the Marcus, and you're de-digivolving all the Shine stuff and removing it with Garuru, and you're getting that constant pressure off, it's very hard for them to recover. Shine isn't in a place where it can just get the first stack removed. It kind of needs to be a sticky stack. And if you have de-digivolve, if you have bottom deck, if you have... Yeah, there was a time where the Alliance combo happened, so digivolved into the BT 21 Rise Grey, swung the Marcus, did the digivolve play, so minus my Sagittarius mode by I think 6k for 2 Tamers. I went into Blitz Grey, digivolved the Rise Grey, Marcus check security, dies, doesn't go anywhere. Shine was on 0 memory because actually no, I think he may even pass turn. May have even passed turn on that because it's the Alliance swing, and that was it. Like you have no comeback. And yeah, I've got a Blitz Grey on board with Ace, but then I can just play out of that. I can either just drop a Garuru, bottom deck something. So much valuable pressure. Yeah, so it was a 2-0 win. It was against Drew. Thank you very much for following the channel, Drew. One of our now loyal subscribers. Great game, and I'm glad you had fun in the 1v1. Third game was against Rocks. 2 OTK decks going against each other. I saw my pieces before Rocks did. First game, Rocks did Rocks things. Nothing I can do about that. It's just fast sometimes. Second game, they didn't see the memory setter close, so didn't have the ability to keep recycling that egg. So I got to go faster. And then third game, didn't see a level 4. Yeah, the same thing happens in any deck. If you don't see a level of a card, no matter how good your deck is, no matter how many you play of it, you sometimes don't see it. Round 4, Purple Hybrid, I got Rookie Rush to death. Made a misplay in the first game. But yeah, getting Rookie Rush to death. Ukomon's not dying in security. Saw promo Uko and Louis in both games early. Yeah, murder she wrote. Round 5, after lunch, we came back and we played. I can't remember. Should have done better than this. It was a win. That's all that matters, right? You get your 3 points, you carry on to the next one. And round 5. Oh, come on, we can do better than this. I think that was CS Omni, round 5 against Jacob. Shout out to Callum on Purple Hybrid. Shout out to... Oh, I can't remember your name on Rocks, and you're going to hate me for that. And I apologize. It's on my notes app, but I'm currently filming using my phone. Round 5, CS Omni. Good back and forth. They did their thing. I did my thing. Had a great one against them where I swung in an Alter S with a Garuru X in its sources. First check, Alter S. No worries. I can put 2 cards at the bottom of the deck. Second check, Alter S. I don't have any more protection. Overflow 8. Yeah, I didn't win the first game. Second game, they bricked on rookies. Third game, I think they bricked on 6s. Yeah, the problem of Omni. I can see all of 1 level, or I can see I have 7 War Greymons in my hand, and I have 0 Metal Garus. Sometimes the fates are cruel. Luckily, I was able to take advantage. Round 6, I think, was against Hoodie, Tommy Tricks, winner of Bristol. Really great games. Hoodie is a can they kill me before I can get set up matchup. Tommy did it once. I did it twice. Great game in the third one. I mental traininged really early and I showed 2 Blitz Greymons. As you know, I play 3. And I said to Tommy, well, that's my game over. And then I saw the third one. And that was it. I swung in with a 6k Garuru X into Hoodie, which, you know, it's Hoodie. You can survive their security a lot of the time. It didn't die. I drew Blitzgrey off that. I had a training in back, and I went, okay, well then, for 1 cost, mental training into Sagittarius mode, stun the White Tamer. You always want to stun the White Tamer. It can do the most amount of damage. You don't want that domain expansion in the Hoodie matchup. And then I hard play Blitzgrey. I put Tommy on 6 memory, I think, by that point. But I had done 3 security checks. So again, it's got 2 left. He had no things on board apart from Tamers. I don't think he had a rookie in the back because it was still just so early in the game. I think he DP minused one of my guys to try and remove it. I went into Alter S, and then I had Alter B in hand, so I literally just went Alter B game. But yeah, this is why Alter B is super useful. Because he was at 2 security, and you don't have to worry about hitting a Crimson Blaze. You don't have to worry about hitting an option card in security when your Alter S is fallible. Because a lot of the time, the way to beat Alter S is to make them go into Alter S on their turn by some form of protection. Then it loses that protection for their turn, and then it's going to swing, and it's going to cause problems. Game 7, we played against... testing my brain. By this point, I was so done. We had played so many games by this point. And maybe this was CS Omni, and I'm thinking of someone else for 5. Did I play Beelzemon? I think I did play Beelzemon. I think Beelzemon was 6. Was 7 even. Beelzemon. And yeah, they milled. They didn't mill enough. And I was just able to take it. There was a point where they had Imp Bonds, I think, and then I was just bottom decking Imp Bonds with Garuru. I think that was that matchup. And then round 8, so 6-1 at this point, and I play Mastimon. First game, I win. Nice and easy. Get to do my thing. They didn't see enough of their cards early. Kept stunning the right Mireille. So you want to stun the Mireille that lets them play the level 5 for free. Again, you just don't want domain expansion against Maste. Second game, I got them into the chess position of I've got 2 aces on board. Are you going to try and remove them? I didn't have an Alter S in hand, but you always have to bluff that you have the Alter S every time. And they didn't go for it, and they put my Tamers at the bottom of security, and then I swung 2 checks with a Garuru ace, draw 3 cards. I had 16 cards in my hand, and I had not seen an Alter S. Alter S and I win. Sad. Because I couldn't finish the game off, they then get to do Maste, do the domain expansion. No Alter S's, so my aces get removed. So much overflow for them. Not a lot you can do about it, unfortunately. And then third game, I couldn't find Blitzgrey. But so well played by the Mastimon player. Just literally saw his cards when he needed them, played it so well. The memory gauge manipulation on CS Mastimon takes you a lot. You've got to make sure you're playing it right. There was a game, I think in the first game or even the second game, I can't remember, they played Pillarmon out. So they couldn't play by effects. And then they went into their promo Mastimon, they trashed a card from their security. They didn't get to play anything out. So make sure you're always checking your own floodgates, because the play by effects floodgate doesn't actually matter for this deck because of Garuru. Generally, you're going into the swing, then you're going into Garuru, you're making sure you get rid of that body, then you're going to Alter S, you're swinging, you're playing out your 2 6s. So yeah, so we lost to Mastimon, unfortunately, but everyone played so well. The games were really good. Good sportsmanship left, right, and center. And finished 6-2. We finished 19th. So we didn't get to qualify, but didn't get to go into top 16, unfortunately. Didn't get to pull a Lugar. But we still finished top 19. We still got top 32 with the deck, and we got a European invite. And isn't that all that really matters? Isn't that the only reason we showed up? Now I've booked, because I originally booked to go to Friday in Dusseldorf, and I don't have to play now on Friday. So I get a day to explore Dusseldorf, a day extra anyway on Friday. And that's super exciting. Gas is really good. I would totally recommend it. You have to learn when to push with the deck. That's the most important thing. When can you sit back? Because you want to sit back. You want to have a Gabumon in the back. You want to build. You kind of want to do one check first at some point, either on your first check by just raising out a Garurumon X, swinging at security, letting it die, and then again just having your domain in the back ready for the second rookie, provided you can get to a second rookie before your opponent kills you. Or you want to just go for one big swing, put your opponent on as little memory as possible, put 2 uninteractable level 6s on board, and go out it. And if they don't out it, you get to swing with an alliance check at 24k, and then you get to digivolve into Alter S afterwards. Yeah, potentially bad matchups. Mastemon is a bad matchup because it deals with your Tamers. Galaxy is a bad matchup because Mirage can absolutely screw you when it's seen early. Oh, Galaxy, that's who I played. I played Galaxy, not Impmon. I played Galaxy round 6, and then I played, shout out to Reese, going to see you on Saturday as well, Reese. Really sorry, I forgot about it. Galaxy round 6, CS Omni round 7. And yeah, if you've got any questions, feel free to ask. If you've got any questions, feel free to watch my videos on Gas. You'll see me realizing what I do. The reason why I play 3 of so many cards is because if I see 4 of them, I'm going to see them too much. And even if I play 4 of a card, Sagittarius mode, Omni Alter S, there are games where I don't see it. It doesn't matter. I'd much rather have a consistency card like a training or a mem boost ready to go that has more versatility early game, which is when I need to have the most amount of versatility. Because as soon as you get to mid game, as soon as the memory gauge becomes less important for that hard drop 7 cost, because your Tamers are gaining you memory, because drawing is gaining you memory, because you can mental training to make everything cost 1, you can memory gain, you can pop your Wisteria mem boost to gain 2. As soon as you can Blitzcray into a Garurumon and keep turn, the game is effectively over for your opponent, provided you've seen enough Omnis. And the only other thing you have to remember is if you have one Omnimon in hand and your opponent doesn't have Digivolve, sit on your 6s. If your opponent doesn't have Digivolve, you can sit on your aces. You say, go ahead, out me. I really dare you to out me. And they can't. And if they can, you've got one Alter S in your hand. At least that gives you that protection for that one turn. But most of the time, this is what the hit did. People thought the hit killed the deck. It didn't. It just made it from an OTK deck into, I'll kill you the second turn. I get 1 turn to do my combo. The next turn, there's going to be very little you can do to stop me from killing you. Because the deck has so much interaction. Bottom deck level 5s, DNA, de-digivolving on this guy, deleting the highest on the 6. Putting it in my security to gain. It's just, yeah. The deck is good. The problem is not seeing your cards. That happens in every deck. When you rather play a deck that's really fun, has one of the best rookies of all time in Gabumon, and yeah, has so much memory gain. Lets you have a big hand. Sometimes I have a hand that's bigger than the cards that I left in my deck. I'll have 16 cards in hand and I'll have 3 cards in deck. Not many decks can let you do that at all. But yeah. Feel free to send a question. I will answer it to the best of my ability. Try and play it out on the sim. It takes a while to learn kind of what point you're pushing, but it's worth it. And the amount of fun that you can have, the amount of mind games you can play with your opponent, the fact that Bandai gave us level 6s who play themselves back out like this and can't be deleted other than by battle, which means raid from a 13k body is really the only way to deal with them. Yeah, kind of busted, Bandai. Kind of busted. And you don't even have to worry about a lot of raid matchups. Blackwall Greymon? Oh, this is 12k, by the way. So I can just de-digivolve you. That's one thing to say about the Blackwall Grey matchup. Be very careful with your Island Adventures. Island Adventure can push your level 6s to 14k, and they can't interact with Blackwall Grey anymore. And that's very sad. Bad matchups, Examon from CS and now people are taking it into Galaxy, delete your option cards. You just want to be able to have one big turn, and if they get rid of your Tamers, they get rid of your option cards. It's a lot harder to have one big turn. But you get to de-digivolve them back, so they don't get to go off partition. Anyway, I've kept you for 40 minutes, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your dueling day.